Guys, welcome back to another Aiden Snyder Golf. So hole 1 is a par 4, 463 yards. We went with driver. We hit that about 176, 190 yards left to go. Second shot. Looks like we're going with a 6-iron. Not the best strike there. Hit that about 81 yards. 108 yards left to go to the pin. Third shot. Looks like we went at 56 there. Hit that about 80 yards. We got 29 yards left to go. Smooth 56 degree. So we end up 2-putting that. And end up first hole double bogey. Next is a hole 2 is a par 4, 330 yards. Looks like we're going with a driver here. So we hit that driver about 254. Second shot here, we got 83 yards in. Looks like we're going with a 56 degree. So we end up hitting that 56 degree, 52 yards, just short. 32 yards left to go. Going with the 56 degree. Pretty solid strike there. So we have 1 yard left, just short. End up 1-putting. Looks like we end up getting par on that one. Next is a hole 3, par 5, 431 yards. We're going with the driver. Solid strike there. Stay left of those trees. So we end up hitting that 263. Second shot here. We got 168 yards left. Looks like going to 7-iron. Looks like we end up going short. We hit that about 90 yards. Third shot here, we got 78 yards left to go. Looks like going with a solid 56 degree. Looks like we end up just chunking that. We hit that 34 yards. Fourth shot here, we got 44 yards left to go. So hit that just over. Gonna have to hit a 56 yards, little punch shot. So I guess we'll end up 1-putting that hole. We end up getting a bogey. Next is a hole 4 is a par 4, 363 yards. We're 3 over right now. So we end up just going right of the trees. We end up hitting that 239. Second shot Second shot here, we got 143 yards left. Gotta hit a punch. So we end up hitting that punch 76 yards. We got 67 yards left for our third shot. Going with a 56 degree. Pretty solid strike here. So we end up just short of that one putt. We end up two putting that hole. We end up getting a bogey on that hole. Next, hole 5 is a par 3. 102 yards. We're 4 over through 5. Looks like going with a 56 degree. Solid strike there. Looks like we end just right of it. We got 15 yards left for our second shot. So we end up getting a 2 putt on that one. We end up bogeying. On hole 5, we end up bogeying. Next is a hole 6 is a par 5. 408 yards. Or 5 over through 6. So we end up hitting a driver on this one. So we end up hitting that 148 yards. Second shot here, we got 265 yards left to go. Going with the 5 iron. So we end up hitting that 5 iron, 177 yards. Third shot here, we got 96 yards left to go. Looks like we're going with a 56 degree here. Looks like we end up going a little left. We end up getting 2 strokes on that one. We end up getting a par. So next is a hole 7 is a par 4. 354 yards. We're 5 over through 7. We end up going driver on this one. We hit that about 169 yards. Second shot here, we got 187 yards left to the pin. So we end up hitting that 134 yards. Third shot, we got 53 yards in, going with the 56 degree. Looks like we end up chunking this one. It only went 22 yards. Fourth shot here, we got 31 yards left. Going with another 56 degree. Just short of the pin. We end up hitting that 34 yards with our 56 degree. End up taking 2 strokes on that one. We end up double bogeying. Hole 8 is a par 3. 105 yards. We're 7 over through 8. Solid 56 degree. We end up 2-putting that one. That means we end up getting a par. Hole 9 is a par 4. 336 yards. We're going with the driver here. We end up pushing that one really far to the right. Hitting that about 246 into the trees. Had to take a stroke there. So we got a punch out 162 third shot here. So we're out of the rough, hitting our fourth. We got 92 yards left. Let's see if we can't make up and down. Just chunking that a little bit. That ended up going 73 yards. We got 20 yards left to go. Our fifth shot. Let's see if we can't make up and down. Looks like we end up 3-putting that hole. And it gained us a double bogey. 4 over.